Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video, and DC NFT is dropping another mega grail, a scarce and valuable comic on Thursday, coming up on March 16th. This is going to be big, and this is my opinion is definitely one that I'm going for. And I really would think that you should too. And I'll tell you all about this comic, why it's so valuable, and also just how scarce it is in the physical world. It is super scarce and incredibly sought after, right? So anyway, if you do like this vid, make sure you hit like. Also, make sure you comment down below. As always, let me know if you're going to go for this one or not. I mean, this comic is one of these big ones. This is what I wait for on DC NFT, is these giant ones. And, this is just going to be looking good right in my vault for sure. And I really think that, a lot of people are going to go after this one. It's going to be scarce as they always do. 4,000 copies, 5,000 copies. We don't know the exact numbers yet, but I'm just going to guess that it's going to be the same as those other ones we've been getting. And, I don't think you're going to be able to get more than one on the drop as well. Most likely a $9.99 comic with a one limit customer drop, probably with the back cow holders. You'll get the early access again, I'm sure. I mean, this is the way they've been doing it unless they totally change things up. But anyway, this comic's going to do great. I'll give you some predictions here. But it's really tough to say how much this comic could go for in DC because, it is a monster in the real world, and we'll see if that translates. But let's get into this right here. You can see that they tweeted this out, and this is kind of funny because I've been predicting these comics that have been coming out in the facsimiles in print, and now they're showing up in all the platforms. I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. And I even made a video all about it and everything. And you can really actually see that this is kind of like the trend. Now, doesn't mean this is going to happen with every single comic they release as a facsimile. But if you look over here at my photo that I took at my recent comic book shop, you can see that Whiz Comics is sitting right there in the middle. And all of these seem to be showing up in order, on the different platforms. There's the VV ones, of course, but this is all about DC right here. And you can see Detective 38, Flash, the Whiz Comics has just come out. We don't have Action Comics. We don't have Detective Comics 27, and we don't have Marvel Family 8. Those are three massively monsters that should be coming at some point too. But we do have Superman 1, which also came out as a facsimile, and a bunch of other ones, the Wonder Woman and stuff. I mean, they're all showing up, which is great news if you're an NFT collector, a comic book collector in the space in this early time, because you are getting a jump start on everybody, because these are the first of their kind in the NFT space by DC. I mean, these are just absolutely just this is like going back to 1940 and finding it on the newsstand, if you ask me. And these in the real world, this is super scarce right now. If you go over to Go Collect now, I have the full access account, so I'm going to show you what this is going for right here. You can see there's only one graded at a 9.0, 281,000 US, but that was sold in 2012. So that's a long time ago. So this is worth way more than that now. And if you scroll down, the reason we know that is that all of these sales, these recent ones here, not recent ones, but these sales at the top level, 2012, 2011, 2014, these ones are like not being sold. So whoever got these in the past at those big prices, but right here is 6.0. You can see it jumps to 250,000 US because this is more recent sales. So you can see that these books have really risen in value, and this 9.0 would be worth way more than that because, this last sold was like over 10 years ago. So these do not change hands. They're so scarce. And you can see a 4.0 is at 120,000 and a 3.5 is at 115. I mean, a 3.0 is at 100,000 fair market value. These are crazy. Okay, so this is a really scarce, massive book that you really need to pay attention to, if you ask me. If you pop over to eBay, there isn't even one listed. There isn't even one sold recently. Like, these are super scarce. People do not let this go. It's Captain Marvel, who later becomes Shazam. And Shazam is actually in this book too, which is crazy. But here's Whiz Comics number 3. So this is like the one after, going for about 14,000 Canadian or so. Someone's got that listed. That's a 1.0. So you can see that these are just absolutely monstrous. If you actually check out The comic itself, it's from 1940 in February. It's the first appearance of Captain Marvel, which later becomes Shazam. That's what we call him today. There's a whole story behind it. It's very similar to the movie, actually. You can see Captain Marvel's first appearance, but also Shazam's first appearance. And Shazam at this particular time, you can see him right here. He's an old dude right there. So this is quite crazy. This is actually going way back. They adjusted some things over time, but you can see that this comic right here, there's a whole thing with Marvel Comics and DC Comics and everything, why his name isn't Captain Marvel anymore and all that stuff. You can read all into it. It's not a big deal. But the point is that this is the first big appearance of this character. Now, he shows up again as a first appearance later, but this is the one. This is the big one, and it's going for crazy, crazy prices. So I'm looking forward to this drop. Like I said, this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. Now, if you want to do price predictions, I don't think this one will reach Superman 1 levels on DC, but I don't think this one's going to be that far gone. I think that the legendary, the Superman 1 legendary is up to 17,000 on a listing right now, which is crazy. So I don't think this one's going to get anywhere near that. But this one should definitely be up in the 1,000 range for sure. This comic is just a giant. And of course, the common, the Superman 1 common is sitting at about 525. So I think this one should be about, 200 to 300 on the common. In the middle there, we'll see where the rest of them go, but that's where this one should be. Now, where this one does end up is entirely up to the DC community. We'll see. It could go a lot cheaper. And if it does, I'm definitely grabbing one. I'm going for this one on the drop for sure. If you can get your hands on that legendary somehow, that's going to be a fantastic one to hold on to long term. This is like basically, the second most valuable comic on DC now, in regards to just straight market value in the real world. This one beats, Detective Comics 38, so this is a big one, you guys. I hope you're going for it. Let me know, and good luck on the drop if you get one, and let me know your price predictions down below. Let's try to figure this out together. We'll wait for more info from DC about the exact edition sizes, but I believe it's probably 4,000 to 5,000. And if they stick with what they've been doing, this is going to be an absolute giant, in my opinion. Now, let's see what happens. That's the best part. This is speculation. Let's actually see what happens, and good luck on the drop. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Happy collecting.